Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC Show.
Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon, and welcome to the EAC Show. Coming to you from sunny South Florida. I got Marcus Mack on the sound.
Yo.
And I got Cameron Dinnan video conferencing in from his house. We're trying to do our best of social distancing. What's up, Cam?
That's right. I was the first to fall out. Here in my house.
Nah, but it's good. It's good to have you here, man. We're glad that we can figure out a way to still put the show together. My UCF activist, my overall sports enthusiast, the big one, Cameron Dinnan. We miss you here at the EAC Show, but we're trying to do our best to provide content to the fans and the people that follow us. Cam, this weekend, man, it was extremely difficult. There really wasn't no sports on. There was a lot of reruns, and I didn't get a chance to watch it, man. Yet I apologize, Marcus Mack.
I actually started watching it with a friend of mine, and I fell asleep on it.
So this is some old people habits, Cam and Marcus Mack. I ended up pulling a muscle in my leg, and this weekend has been awful. When I mean awful, it's been really bad.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, man. I think I was sitting a certain way, and I tried to get up too quick, and it just turned into a disaster. So my whole weekend has pretty been shot. Took a couple of like leaves just to try to subside the pain a little bit. A lot of liquids, a lot of stretching.
Are you out for season?
No. I'm back to normal. It was just it started Friday. It took me out Saturday, Sunday, and it was literally back to 100% today. So I'm good.
So you were a limited practice.
Yes.
And you're questionable for Tuesday's game.
No, but I'm ready. No. I'm 100%. I was questionable for maybe Sunday's game, which I ended up being out. But I'm okay today. Okay. What about you, Cam? What happened over the weekend?
Not really much, man. To be honest, it's just been a very quiet, boring last couple of days living the quarantine life. But finding simple pleasures in doing that, doing different things, reading, playing cards. It's almost like a hurricane.
Oh, man, you don't understand how many times I've played spades with my kids, and it's usually guys versus girls. So it's usually me and EJ versus my wife and my daughter. And EJ keeps reneging or he keeps cheating. And you know what? It's sad because the reason why it's sad is because my wife is always the cheater in spades. So he basically learned from her. So it's kind of like I don't want to start the argument and sit there and say that EJ's the cheater because you're the cheater. But she cheats more because she tries to look in your hand. Like she doesn't cheat like cheating reneging wise. She
doesn't count cards.
Right. She's just cheating looking at your hand, like just peeping like out of the side, like trying to see a little, see what you have in your hand or whatever. But EJ ended up getting caught cheating a couple times, which ruins the game. And then you're like, damn it. Like we got to start all over again.
Right.
But no, other than that,
my mom has been kicking my ass in rummy.
She's been beating you up?
Yeah, bad. She's like won 3 out of 4 games.
I mean, we try to make it in some way competitive. We try to play, anything, whether it's Uno, Sorry, spades, whatever it is. I mean, I don't have Monopoly at the house, but whatever it is, we try to play as much as possible.
We got Monopoly at my house, and every time we play with my daughter, I just let her win. Because she just does whatever.
You're
a better man than I am.
Yeah, me too, man. Cam, I agree with you. I would literally bankrupt everybody in the family. Yeah. I would have everybody owing me money, and to the point where we got out the real money.
Out loans.
Yes. We go get the real money. I need your piggy bank money. Bring that over here. But no, we've been trying to stay busy. I mean, there's some sports to report on. There's a few things to talk about, which we're going to end up getting to eventually. I did do some outside stuff today, Cam. I don't know if you stepped outside a couple times, or Marcus Mack. Maybe you stepped outside a couple times. We did some outside.
I laid out.
Yeah, you laid out? You got some sun?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I mean, nothing else to do. If you want to go outside, that's really it. Walk around the neighborhood.
Did you put on some suntan lotion? Because you are very pale, sir. You know that, right?
I know, but over the last few days, I've been building up a natural tan, so I don't even need suntan lotion anymore.
Be careful, man. We don't want you to get too tomato, sir.
When I did manage to go outside, I did see a lot of people outside.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as if you're in the open area and you're still 6 feet away from people and you're less than 10 people and you just stick to the guidelines, you'll be all right.
I guess this coronavirus, the positive part about it is getting people moving and getting people to come out their house a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people get this cabin fever and they just stay in the house all day long, you know. We did a couple things with the kids. We played soccer tennis. I don't know if you ever played soccer tennis. It's just it's the same exact thing as tennis, but it's just with a soccer ball instead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, so you're just juggling back and forth. I saw you on your IG story.
Yeah, just trying to stay as active as possible, getting Asian EJ moving a little bit, myself and my wife moving a little bit. Just trying to make it happen, and do as much as we can.
We don't have it really tough here in Florida because it's a little bit more open here. There's more square footage per household on average. You know, people in New York and a lot of places that have high rises, you know, they're having a tough time because they're sort of boxed in. They can't really walk out and stretch out and get fresh air.
Absolutely. Cam, also what I noticed though is when we were coming into the show, because only in the studio right now, it's only myself and Marcus Mack. Once again, for the audience that's listening in and not watching on YouTube, Cameron is calling in. We're FaceTiming him, and he's on the show off of FaceTime. He's quarantined right now, just chilling at his crib. But
I'm social distancing.
Social distancing. So what I noticed is on the way into the studio, I noticed that, you know, we're supposed to all be shut down or whatever, businesses and this, that, and third. Business is not stopped. That
was surprising to me too.
Everybody's getting it in. Restaurants are open, takeout, you know, not for nothing. No one is stopping. And I don't blame them, because if your electricity bill or if your water bill or if your car note or your insurance company is going to take money out of your account, make money.
Right. No, I get it. Yeah. Jobs and things like that might be stopping, but bills don't stop. So if you have a job that's coronavirus, I guess, repellent, then, you know, keep working if you can. I guess the biggest thing is that staying away from, you know, like your older parents or anyone else that's old that's at serious risk of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we totally understand it and we totally get it. Usually we have a studio in here when we have at least, you know, 4 or 5 people at a time, maybe the most. I think, what was the most we ever had in here? Like 9 back in the days, right? So, like, you know,
I think two shows ago was our hottest show. I think we had 8 or 9.
Yeah, but no. Right now, if you come in here right now, you see us. It's only Marcus Mack and myself, a bunch of cameras, mics, and the computers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it's understandable. It needs to be done. It has to be done.
The question is, how long is this going to continue for?
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter, because we're still, the EAC show is still going to be content. We're still going to provide stuff. The show goes on. EAC Kicks is making posts and we're getting followers. EAC Bets is going to come back on once, you know, we have some stuff to bet on. Yeah, as soon as we have some stuff to bet on, we're not going to stop, man. And this is the incubator stage of our show and our platform and our media that we're creating. And a year from now, a year and a half from now, we're going to look back on this and they're going to be like, yo, remember these days?
Yeah,
right.
Remember these days? Remember
we made it through the COVID.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of our other platforms, you know, once ESC gets kicked up, we have an update on the site that we use for ridiculous bets.
Tell me, because I didn't even.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Who plays a game first next, the NBA or the MLB?
Wow, you can. What's
the NBA is at plus 175, and the MLB is at minus 260.
Wow, this is amazing.
Wow.
MLB versus MLS. English Premier League versus Spain La Liga.
Priceless, priceless content. I love it. I love it. You know what? And I'm gonna take the NBA minus 260. I'm gonna take, what was the other ones?
So the other one was the NBA versus the NHL. NHL is minus 270.
Wow. And what's the plus on NBA?
Plus 170. I think everyone's pretty much chalking up the NBA to be done with.
Yeah, I think so. But that's crazy. But does it count the charity game if they try to play the one charity game?
I don't know. There's no asterisk here. As far as the entertainment bets are concerned, the line hasn't jumped on hot dogs eaten for Joey Chestnut. It's still a 72.5. However, the overall on Joey Chestnut money line went from minus 1,200 to minus 1,250. So bettors are liking that.
This is crazy. I mean, you can find anything to bet on. Real talk, Marcus Mack and Cameron. To have, betting on over unders or betting on whose sport is going to start first is nutty.
Cricket. Right. Oh, I know. There's plenty of, like you said, there's still plenty of sports to bet on. There's more sports going on. We have rugby you can bet on right now. Cricket, boxing, and martial arts are still going on. So esports you can bet on, like we mentioned last show.
Mr. Vince McMahon is not steering away from WrestleMania, not one bit.
So wait, hold on. Is WWE still going?
They're going to, but they're going to do it with nobody there.
Wow.
They're going to do it.
Oh, get out of it. Look at this. On our site, Virtual Sports, NHL 20 and NBA 2K20.
Yeah, you can bet on video games.
Watch on twitch.tv/betsports now. The Houston Rockets are going to play the Dallas Mavericks at 8:30 tonight. Dallas is minus 2.5.
This is what we resorted down to. We literally resorted down to betting on esports and betting on which sport is going to start first. But this is just the world that we're living in right now. We're trying to make the best out of it. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be honest with you. I'm enjoying the family time like there's no tomorrow. I'm even enjoying the process of what we had to do today just to make this show go on. Like there was points in this show, Cameron, you weren't able to see it early, where we were talking back and forth to get the show going, and Marcus Mack was turning into that one little kid that had like the light bulb effect. Yeah, like wow, look, I'm learning something new, and you could just see it in his face.
It's a learning curve. When we have situations like this and you need to improvise and adapt. Here we are. We learned a new trick. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not for nothing. I might try to figure out a way to call in from the house and do this, and Marcus Mack be at his crib, and Marcus Mack be at his.
We could have a 3-way FaceTime though.
I don't know. We got to figure it out though.
We could definitely have a 3-way.
I think the issue is gonna be the audio. That might be the issue. Yeah, the issue might be the audio, but we're gonna make the best of it. Let me get to this promo real quick. This part of the show is brought to you by ElCubanoSandwichShop.com. Use the promo code EAC and receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Enjoy a cafe con leche or a natural pre-workout shot of Cuban coffee to start your day. The daily lunch specials and their steak sandwich is next level. Remember, once again, use the promo code EAC. That's ElCubanoSandwichShop.com or 954-906-5110. Remember, use the promo code EAC. Marcus Mack, we saw on you UCF homer. We saw on Marcus Mack. We saw on Instagram today that you.
I'm an honorary UCF representative now. Honorary.
We saw on Instagram today, Marcus Mack was over at El Cubano today. What'd you end up snatching up from mommy and them over there today?
So I just went for something light, some croquetas and a jupinha.
Do they think you Cuban or Dominican or something like that?
For me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because you definitely could pass for one.
You think so? Hey!
He look like your name. Don't he look like his name is Vladimir?
Vlad with a V, right?
Yeah, Vladimir. So now we're going to get into the part of the show where we start talking about the sports. And Cam, I know there wasn't really that much to talk about, but there was some sports that ended up coming up over the weekend. And Marcus and Cam, let's get into those topics. Cam, what did you want to talk about today on sports?
So just being able to be at home here, have my laptop pulled open. I see a couple smaller things happen as far as free agency is concerned in the NFL. You have Deion Lewis, who was behind King Hiatus, Derrick Henry in Tennessee, is now backing Saquon Barkley. So
that's a great pickup. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, it is. I think so. As your second back, because they didn't really have anybody after Saquon.
That is a great pickup for the New York Football Giants, Cam.
Right, absolutely. They just had like Wayne Gallman and a few other no-name guys, so they have a solidified back here. Other things in sports, I saw the 2020 Olympics that was supposed to take place in Tokyo has been postponed till next year, 2020.
I mean, I think that had to do with the fact that Canada, Australia, and many other countries decided that they weren't going to send their athletes to these games.
They bowed out, yeah.
Yeah, they bowed out, and it's totally understandable. I mean, quality of life is more important than playing games right now. I mean, as a father and as a husband, I worry about my family every day. Marcus Mack, I know you can relate, and you know that matters more than anything else. So, I mean, forget about sports when it comes to the well-being of people. So I can totally understand why they would postpone those games.
Right, I love that they have their priorities straight, especially something like, I mean, it's one thing that the XFL, the NBA, the NHL, but when it's something like the Olympics that has such a long, great history, you like to see them put things like this first. It's important.
Cam, do me a favor. Do not get into that PJ Walker talk. I want to literally don't bring it up right now. I want to literally devote a whole.
What are you saving it for?
Yeah, I'm saving it because I'm so happy for him. So go ahead. Let's. What else did you see on there?
Well, if you're not going to talk about PJ Walker, how do you talk about the other quarterback that we used to vouch for, Jordan Tiamu, joining the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs?
That's amazing. Listen to me. For all you fans out there that were texting us and chatting with us, not covering XFL, why you do so much XFL coverage? Why you do so much XFL coverage on the show? We don't want to hear that. Blah, 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 blah. These guys are benefiting from it. You're seeing that the quality of football was a high-level quality of football, and the minute these guys were able to sign with NFL teams, look at that. You got Jordan Tiamu, who's now signed. We're going to get into the P.J. Walker talk. And we tried to explain it. It wasn't the AAF. It wasn't that league. This was high-quality football, and NFL teams and scouts appreciate it. As you can see, some of these now XFL players are getting signed to NFL deals.
Yeah, XFL was definitely producing great product.
Yeah, no, it was a great product to watch for football that we didn't have, and it really might be the last football we see, certainly this year, but in the indefinite future, as Mac Brown, old legendary college coach, comes out and says that coaches around are worried that the 2020 season will be canceled.
I mean, listen, it's totally understandable to have those things up in the air. It's understandable. Like I said, quality of life and people's well-being and health is more important. But, I mean, just hard decisions have to be made by hard people. Like, you have to have the cojones to make a decision like that. And sometimes people don't. Sometimes people, they veer off and they just try to pawn it off. It's better to sit there and say, listen, we'll take the L now. We'll lose the battle in order to win the war. And sometimes that's just what happens. And when you're dealing with something of this nature, you might have to lose a few battles to win the war.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you're correct on that. And as far as really anything else in sports, just outside of the big XFL signing, a couple small things like the Patriots releasing Steven Gostkowski, the all-time leading scorer.
That's crazy. They've only had really 2 kickers. I mean, I know they've had a bunch last year, but they really only had 2 kickers in that Bill Belichick era. It's been Adam Vinatieri and Gostkowski.
Yep.
That's just
GOAT Vinatieri. So
Cam, that's just excellent selection by Bill Belichick, the genius.
Oh yeah, to make sure his special teams specialists are on point. That's a third of the game that not a lot of people focus too much on. So it's big on the kind of coach he is. But this is the way that teams are going with old kickers like this. You saw it 2-3 years ago with Dan Bailey out of Dallas. So these older kickers, they ask for more money later on in their career, and there's tons of kickers coming out of college that can do close to what they can do.
Absolutely,
so they can get much cheaper.
Absolutely. So Cam, also, I don't know if you saw, but Peter King tweeted out today, and Marcus Mack. Peter King tweeted out today that Tom Brady's representatives actually contacted the Colts to see if there was interest in the Colts bringing in Tom Brady, and the Colts were not interested at all.
Seriously?
I swear.
Wow.
And this was after
Well, they have that, fake rivalry.
Yeah, but still, who cares? Like, we're talking about the GOAT here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been a 2-year deal for the same amount of money that they gave Phillip Rivers. I would take Tom Brady 17 times out of 17 times over Phillip Rivers.
I understand where you're going with. I feel like that's a weird move on multiple fronts. The Colts like to run the ball and have said that they're going to stick to the run. You have the whole fake rivalry that I mentioned between them, the whole flattening of the ball situation that happened a few years ago. You have the fact that that Minneapolis Colts fan are loyal to Peyton Manning, and they've always had this like Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady war.
Get over
Manning
it.
in his last 2 years. It's a weird move, though.
Get over it. I don't care about that. You got a chance to bring in a GOAT 2-year deal. You don't have many options at quarterback right now. Bring him in. Let's get this done. I would have loved to seen Tom Brady throwing passes to T.Y. Hilton all day long.
A lot of people would have loved to see it, but I think going to Tampa is the right play for him. Among all the things you could say that it would be the right move, I think simply because they're a team that doesn't expect a lot. They're a fan base that doesn't expect a lot.
Do you see all these sports allowing the fans to be able to view older content for free now? So like MLB is allowing their fans to do it. NBA is allowing their fans to do it. I think the NFL is allowing their fans to do it.
Vintage games?
Yeah, like so you can watch like last year's games. The NBA is doing it as well. So you can have access to that stuff just because we don't have anything to watch right now. They want to try to keep you engaged. I think that's a really good job.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good job. I know U.S. Soccer is doing the same thing. They're allowing to re-air U.S. women's and U.S. men's national team games as well. To be able just to keep the people, give them something, some type of content. The only thing is, it's not the same when you already know the results. It's kind of...
Yeah, but before I think, how old was the games that you can actually look at?
It's a year old.
No, I'm saying before this, you can look at old games, but
it depends on the sport because Major League Baseball, they post everything on YouTube after a certain period of time. So if you missed the game on Monday night, you probably could watch it by like Thursday on YouTube already. So it all depends on what kind of agreement they have with certain media providers or whatever it may be. But I think it's a good job just to be able to keep the fan engaged. Like the reason why I thought of that, Marcus Smack and Cameron, was because I just got an alert on my phone that you could watch Fury versus Wilder 2 right now on ESPN.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They have it on?
Yeah, they have it on. So they're letting the fans see that fight because there's just nothing really to watch. I'm not going to watch ESPN Ocho whatever shows like cornhole and stuff like that. I'm not
rock skipping.
I'm not trying to watch marble tossing. I'm not trying to see none of that stuff. You know what I mean? I have no interest in it whatsoever. Yeah. What I ended up watching a lot of this weekend, and I caught up on a lot of 30 for 30s, ESPN 30 for 30s.
Nice.
I'm trying to think what else.
What's your favorite one of those?
I'm a huge fan of the Deion Sanders one, just because I'm just If I had, what, Cam? I just came up with a great idea. Marcus Smack. I came up with a great idea just now. We can literally do top 5 30 for 30s, but one in each sport.
Okay, which sports particularly?
Football, basketball, baseball. You could do a soccer or whatever, and then just have one just regular, one just normal.
Okay.
Top 5.
You're gonna have to pull up a list here, or if you can remember.
Yeah, top 5. But I mean, we don't have to figure it out right now. We can put it up on a poll on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever it may be, and we can let the fans give their the best top 5 30 for 30.
Let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree.
I think the Fab 5 for basketball.
I just watched that one the other day. Just rewatched it.
It's great. That or 5 Slamma-Jamma.
Yeah. Let's not speak on it. Let's not speak on it. Let's not speak on it. Let us.
We'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save it. We'll give the fans an opportunity to vote on it, and then once the fans vote on it, then we'll give our opinions of what our top 5s are.
Sounds good.
Maybe we do this on Wednesday show when we got Joey Benetti here too, so he can give his input on that as well.
Yep.
So Cam, now let's get into, because I think it's needed. I didn't want to just give him a headline. I wanted to give him his full due. Let's get into Mr. XFL, Mr. MVP, Mr. We knew he was the man from day one, PJ Walker. And congratulations to PJ Walker of the Houston Roughnecks of the XFL getting signed by the Carolina Panthers and his former coach, Matt Rule. I was just so happy for him, Cam.
Yeah, I love that. They obviously they came from Temple together. We mentioned that. Geez, one of the first episodes we ever were talking about the XFL when PJ Walker first came onto the scene. So nice little reunion between them. I like him in the Carolina blue colors. I think he'll have a nice little career there. I don't know. They did sign. Who else did they sign? Of course, Teddy Bridgewater, right?
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater they signed. They traded Kyle Allen to the Redskins. And obviously that was a move because you were going to have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. We're having Will Grier there too. So they have Will Grier, they have Teddy Bridgewater, and now they have PJ Walker. So I mean, I'm just happy for PJ Walker. If you guys really don't know the story, PJ Walker was an undrafted free agent out of Temple. He was literally cut and put on rosters about 12 times in the NFL through practice squads or whatever it may be. Didn't go into the AAF because he wanted to keep his options open of playing in the NFL. And went to the XFL and bet on himself, and he balled.
Yep.
Woo!
Ooh, excuse me.
You okay there, boy?
No. I was just thinking about how great of the contract, with PJ Walker, I was able to sign. It was really.
Did the contract make you sneeze?
It's just I feel so happy for him. Usually, you cry in a situation like this, but
it's well deserved, though, Cam.
Shout out. It is, yeah. The way he even got to the XFL is pretty wild. He wasn't really sold on it completely, but then Andrew Luck told him to try out, and he told his dad about it. Who obviously Oliver Luck, who turned into the commissioner of the XFL. And the story goes from there. So
I mean, but he was having fun on the field. His play was really good. It wasn't like he just because he knows Oliver Luck and he knows Andrew Luck, he's getting a second chance. No, he backed it up.
Right, he balled. He put his play where his mouth is. His contract was a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million with a $1.45 million signing bonus.
Good for him, man. I'm so happy for him. I mean, there was also another player from the XFL that ended up signing with the New Orleans Saints, Dietrich Nichols, who's a safety for the Houston Roughnecks. So right then and there, you already have 3 players from the XFL that are on NFL rosters. That is a W 100% for Vince McMahon and his company, because you're showing people that if you can't make it that route, you can make it this route.
Yeah, there's different avenues. I mean, there has been that way through basketball. You have, college across the seas. You have the G League. You have these other outlets. So it's nice to see a solid tier system the NFL can use.
Absolutely. And shout out to PJ Walker. I wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully you stay healthy. Jordan Tiamo, same thing to you. And I mean, there's going to be more players that are probably going to end up signing. I think a couple of those kickers that were in the XFL will probably get tryouts in the NFL some way, shape, or form. But Cam, let me get to this part of the show. This part of the show is brought to you by ElCubanoSandwichShop.com. Use the promo code EAC and receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Enjoy a cafe con leche or a natural pre-workout shot of that Cuban coffee to start your day. The daily lunch specials and their steak sandwich is next level. Once again, use the promo code EAC. That's ElCubanoSandwichShop.com or 954-906-5110. Remember, use the promo code EAC. Now, Cam, Marcus, I know this show sounds kind of almost on a somber note or whatever. Like, there's no real energy in the show. It's kind of difficult because this is the first time we're doing a show like this. So on social media,
it's hard to build energy off of being, over the phone, not being able to be there.
And with these times now, what's going on with this whole Corona thing? And,
but I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that way. So I want to change it up a little bit right now because I can feel the feeling of the show. So for Social Media Mondays, we're gonna get to Social Media Mondays. I'm gonna have a couple topics to talk about, Cam. A few things that we send you throughout the day. The first one I wanted to get into how the Javion Clowney, I hope I said his name right. I apologize if I didn't. How did he turn down $17 million from the Miami Dolphins?
I don't know. We saw a lot last year players wanting to, requesting trades away from the Dolphins, like Minka Fitzpatrick, a few other players, and a few players not wanting to be there, and guys declining to go there. So this is spilling over into next year. I don't know how a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, who has been on 2 or 3 teams now, he's injury prone. How do you turn down $17 million and the chance to live in Miami?
Jadeveon Clowney, what's wrong with you? It's Florida. It's no state tax. There's beautiful women here. Did I mention the beautiful
just
women?
In Seattle, man, with everyone's pale. It's raining over there.
Did I mention the beautiful women?
I guess he just likes his type of lifestyle.
Did anybody hear me say beautiful? How many times did I mention beautiful women?
Just keep mentioning it.
Yes. No, you don't even have to mention it. You should know.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand it.
Comcast Business Security Edge updates.
So all you guys that are not paying attention, we had a little bit of technical difficulty with Cam. We're going to try to get him back in a little bit. Hopefully this won't be too much longer, but we're trying to use this new program and we still haven't figured out. Cam, are you there?
I'll perfect this. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
But Cam, you got us on pause? Like we can't see you. Oh, there you go.
No,
There you go.
I'm looking at the IG account.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't losing you.
No, you're good. One of the things that I liked that we were sending each other for Social Media Monday was the amount of media outlets trolling the Chargers, saying the Rams' new logo, when it's actually the Chargers' sorry attempt.
The Chargers' sorry attempt on what?
To recreate their logo.
Well, I saw the official release of the Rams logo, and it wasn't as bad as the original leaked footage that was sent out. Mm-hmm. Cam, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you were there. The Ram looks a little bit goofy, like the Ram itself, but the LA with the... It does look like more like a LA Chargers logo than an LA Rams logo. That's for sure.
Yeah, kind of. It looks closer like a Tampa Bay Lightning.
You know what? You hit that on the head, dude. You completely hit that one on the head. It looks exactly like that one. 100% sure.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, it's right here. We have it. It's in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the chat. 100%. It's in the chat. I saw that Tom Brady made a request that he wanted everybody's phone numbers from the team. That's the only thing he really asked for. He didn't really ask for anything else.
Oh, I like that too. I like that too a lot, actually. You know why? It's so he can keep people accountable. He's starting to change the culture, and it starts with that.
Absolutely. And then, Cam, I don't know if you saw it. I sent it in the chat between me and you. The trolling from back in the days that former baseball player Joe Carter from the Toronto Blue Jays did to his teammate Derek Bell, where he went into the parking lot of the, it's called the, what's the thing in Toronto, the name of their stadium? Oh, the Skydome, sorry.
Something Dome.
Yeah, Skydome. They went to the Skydome, Marcus Mack, and he went to the parking lot and took his teammate's car and brung it into the baseball field and, pranked him and said that it was going to auction off to a lucky fan.
Yeah, I was just looking for that.
But the face that Derek Bell was making when his car was being auctioned off, and he didn't know, obviously, was hilarious. It was hilarious.
The look was almost like, is that?
He was like, he really did think that his car was gonna be auctioned off to some fan. We also got footage of James Conner getting his best Wolverine impression in the woods, tossing logs. I know you saw that, Cameron. Throwing logs in the air. That's his training.
They're going out of their minds. I mean, their IG accounts. And you saw Trey Young shooting baskets of paper into wastebasket.
Everybody does that, though. You never shot your socks into laundry baskets?
Oh, yeah. I yelled Kobe while I did it, but Just the fact of you just recording it all and putting it up.
Dude, I do my little
Everyone's
shake
just trying to
move.
find a
You know what I'm talking
way.
about?
Shimmy.
I do my little shimmy, my little hezzy. You know, I do my little,
Hit the Euro step.
the Euro step, the left hand layup, the right hand layup. I do the no look pass behind the head. I do the little jump shot, flick of the wrist.
Oh yeah, I shake my Roomba up.
Oh, absolutely. I do it with my socks, my underwears, and my shorts.
This one right here.
I throw all of them. Oh yeah, Cam. Marcus Mack just pointed out to me.
Everything's game.
Remember the social media Monday post of the All Corona team?
What about the All Corona team?
You had the kid from Detroit. I forgot his name. Kevin Durant, Marcus Smart, Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
That's a decent starting five.
Who posted that?
I think who was it? Marcus Mack. It was
This is somebody.
Oh, this is somebody else.
Random post.
Yeah, random post. Because I don't think Bleacher Report or anybody like that is gonna post that up there. I don't think that's
No,
coming
I
up.
wouldn't do that.
No chance. I don't think they would do that to them. Absolutely not. But other than that, hey, you know what? I didn't get a chance to ask you. How did you feel about the because I was scrolling through my social media. How did you feel about the Melvin Gordon information that came out that he actually had a better deal from another team, but he took the deal he got from the Broncos because he wanted to face the Chargers twice?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we all called that. He chose to play for the Chargers, or excuse me, for the Broncos, for revenge. The Chargers didn't give him the contract he wanted. He liked the city of LA as a living destination. He wanted it to work out. He ended up sitting out. He failed at doing the whole Le'Veon Bell thing. They ended up paying his backup, who had a great season, Austin Eckler. So now he's stuck in Denver, but at least he'll be able to taste sweet revenge 2 times a year.
So what you and I need to figure out, because I was going to get into this now, but I'll hold this off until Wednesday. So for you guys that are listening and watching on YouTube, we're probably going to get into a mock draft thing, because the draft is being announced that they're probably going to just do it at NFL studios and stuff like that. It's not going to be held in Vegas. There's going to be no red carpet and none of that stuff because obviously of what we're going through with the coronavirus pandemic. But speaking about the
Will
Chargers,
there still be a visual?
I think they're going to try to figure out
something on TV.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way to do it like how we're doing it, almost in a sense. They might have like cameras, or people might be FaceTiming from their specific places that they are. And then
Usually they'll send camera crews out to
but they're not gonna do that.
top
Right, they're not gonna do that this
draft
time.
prospect.
Nah, they're not gonna do that this time. So they'll probably have it like how we have it right now, Cam. Like how you're on FaceTime, and they'll have Tua or they'll have Joe Burrow.
Listen, if there's any draft class that's prepared for a social distancing NFL draft, it's the one in 2020 where we all have cell phones and we're all FaceTiming and doing all this. So we're prepared for this.
Yeah, but you can't run into situations where you have an ad coming across like we just did.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the NFL is a little bit more advanced than the EAC show, even though we do our best here.
So on Wednesday's show, we'll do a little bit of a mock draft stuff, and maybe we'll just tackle either top 10 players and where they go, the top 10 picks, and figure out where they go. Probably won't get into too much depth of it because I want to see if the Chargers end up picking a future quarterback, and maybe that quarterback might be Tua.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other quarterbacks that we don't like to talk about either. They could end up drafting down and waiting for a guy like Jordan Love at a Utah State who played pretty well. There's a guy out of Texas State who's a good quarterback. You got that guy from Oregon who could probably go late first round.
Herbert.
If you wanted to wait. So you don't have to necessarily get Tua or Joe Burrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last Social Media Monday post before I ended up closing the show, Cameron, I sent this to you, is the GOAT of backup quarterbacks, Chase Daniels, has literally made $6,861,833 per game started, has made $4,901,309 per TD, and he's made $230,263 per pass completion. This guy is killing it as a backup.
Yeah, backup quarterbacks have it all figured out. you get in, you get to taste some of the game every once in a while, but the majority is you're just running the practice team and scout team and just being ready to come off the bench. He kind of reminds me of Clipboard Jesus, who is Charlie Whitehurst, who bounced around to a few teams. Clipboard Jesus.
Yeah, I remember him. He was with the Chargers. He was with the Seahawks. Yeah, I remember him. I think he was with the Titans for a little while too, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him.
Oh, he had a cup of coffee with probably a quarter of the league.
Absolutely, absolutely. So listen, guys, we really do appreciate you guys listening and checking in. This is going to end episode 19. Marcus Mack, I appreciate you. Cam, I appreciate you. Good job checking in. Hope everything's going well with the family. And we're going to try to figure out this on Wednesday and get this a little bit smoother to run. Check us out, episode 20. Click like, subscribe. Yeah, click like, subscribe, and we'll see you next on Wednesday.
Thanks a lot, Cam. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC show.